What's poppin', y'all? It's Finesse Squire, and I'm back with episode 4, and this week's episode is called Roster. Based on the time that this podcast is airing, it's likely the time that everyone's rosters are dwindling down. It's the winter time, yeah, everyone's getting booed up. You're trying to see who's your star, who's on your bench. So I'm gonna teach you guys how to line it up.
What's up, my sis? What's that? Where the is at? I'm stinking with fuck you.
Once again, your favorite informational socialist is giving this information for free. The roster that you should be basing yours off of is the 2015-2016 Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't know if y'all know about this team, but I'm gonna break it down for y'all who don't know. This was the 46th season of the NBA, and the Cleveland Cavaliers took home their first ever championship in franchise history. The Cavaliers basically went on to defeat the Golden State Warriors in the finals. They were down 3-1, came back, whoop, 1-7, beat the Warriors. That was crazy, and it was my favorite because my dad is actually from Middletown, Ohio, and I don't know if y'all know about Ohio sports fans, but they bleed the blood of their sports teams. It's insane. You guys, I'm a Bengals fan.
That's weird.
Ohio State, it works out, but I'm a Bengals fan. We low-key are lit right now because of Joe Burrow, but we're not here for that right now. Basically, I'm gonna go through the 5 players you should base your roster off of, so 5 people on your team. Let's break it down. The first is Lebron James. That is your star. That season he averaged 25 points per game. He was getting blocks, assists, rebounds, all of it, doing it all. This is the person that you gotta base your star after. Someone that just can do it all. He's so fine, so great, good at everything. Low-key be acting up because he knows he's so fine and you need him. Just like who was the Cavaliers gonna be without LeBron, even though they had a bunch of other great players. So you gotta get a star, just like LeBron. Someone that gets points every time, comes every game, you know they're gonna perform. They don't miss, okay? So that's who your first player gotta be based off of. Your second player gotta be Kyrie Irving. This person is also a star, but is overlooked because you're so focused on your number one. Kyrie put up 19 points that season, also got steals, assists. I don't know about blocks, because he a point guard, so we're not gonna do all that right now. But Kyrie was coming with it that season. He even hit the game winner that was necessary for us to win the championship and hit a whole bunch of buckets all throughout the playoffs that was dumb necessary for us to win. He's the one that gets overlooked. This is your number 2. He's the nice guy. He's sweet. He does things for you. He's probably the one sending those romantic texts that you're like, ugh, but you probably should like more. So yeah, that's gonna be your number 2. Low-key should be your number 1 if number 1 starts acting up. But he's the nice guy, he's the number 2. The third is J.R. Smith. I don't even know how many points he got that season because all he did was miss in the playoffs, so I'm not even worried about that. However, J.R. Smith is your party man. That's your fun guy. That's the one you go out with, you turn up with. You low-key always got him on the roster because he's fun. Everybody loves him. Like, have you ever noticed that even after all of those playoff bricks and mess-ups and dribbling in the wrong direction, he's still on a team? Him and LeBron are like this. He just keeps getting picked up, team after team. He is straight. Everybody loves him, so you gotta have you a nice little J.R. Smith. You get turned up with, he's cool with your friends. You love him, just like as a friend though. But you need him on your team because he's lit. Like, he's lit. The fourth person is the one and only Tristan Thompson. And this person on your roster is someone that's only good for one thing, because as we know on the Cavaliers that season and every other season he was in the NBA, he's only good for one thing, and that's getting rebounds. So in roster terms, that has to be like your person that he's either just good for dates, or he's just good for giving you money, or he's just good for satisfying your other needs. He's just that one thing. Like, he doesn't really have anything else to offer. He's just there for that one thing. But he's a necessary aspect of the roster, so don't forget about him. But also, no, I can't do that. It's too early in my career to be talking about Tristan Thompson. Okay, next. The fifth person is none other than Kevin Love. And the reason I said Kevin Love is, one, he had equally as many rebounds as Tristan Thompson. He actually had more. Kevin Love averaged 9.9 that season and Tristan averaged 9. But anyways, Kevin Love is just your fine white boy that's just so fine. Like, he's just so easy to look at. He's so kind. Like, Kevin Love is involved in mental health awareness. You just gotta get you a man that like is involved in mental health and is trying to make sure your mental health is great. You always need a Kevin Love on your team, okay? So don't forget about that. And the last person I'm gonna talk about is Sean, your fine 6 man. This is the thing though. Shump also just won Dancing with the Stars on ABC, which everyone should watch because that was actually a really great season, and I absolutely love Dancing with the Stars. But Shump is someone that can come in off the bench and do what needs to be done, which we don't really know if he came off the bench and did what needed to be done that season. But sometimes he came off the bench and did what needed to be done. So theoretically, you need just a 6-man. So if someone on your roster gets rotated out, they're just slacking.
Can I get you anything?
They need some water. They need a breather. They said, Coach, Coach,
I need it!
sub me out. I'm dying over here, and you just got to replace Shump. Okay?
And the moral of the story is
once again, gave you guys the best information, and I'm always going to say monogamy is best. I'm going to make another video on that. But theoretically, if you are having a roster, this is what you should base it off of. And never lie. If you're watching this, never lie. Don't lead people on, don't be bad. But always keep it pimping if you're trying to keep it player.
This pimping that I got in my blood, it came from a family tree. My granddaddy was a pimp. My great-great-great-granddaddy was a pimp. I'm talking about pimping since pimping.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to come next week. Never forget about the art of finesse.